Om Shri Sai Ram. In our first session, we studied the first section of the lesson, A Hero. At the end of the session, I had given you a few comprehension questions to answer in your notebooks. I'm sure you answered them perfectly. Now let's look at the answers and cross-check with your answers. The first question is, why did the village lad who fought the tiger stay on the tree for half a day? The answer is given there. The village lad sat on the tree for half a day. This was because the tiger was under the tree. It was ready to attack him if he climbed down. The boy waited till some people came that way and killed the tiger. Now, the main answer to this question is, he could not come down because the tiger was waiting underneath. The tiger was waiting under the tree so that if the boy should climb down, he could eat him. So that is the main answer. You can word your answer in any way you want. You don't have to write it the same way as long as your answer is there. So don't try to by heart something and write. All right. Now let's go to the next question. What was the argument between Swami and his father? Swami's father said that courage was everything, strength and age were not important. Swami, on the other hand, argued that even if a person was courageous, he would not be able to fight a tiger if he was not strong enough. So this, again, in this question also, you can word it any way you want. You just have to answer the question correctly. The answer should be correct. And what is the answer? Swami's father felt that courage was everything, strength and age were not important. But Swami felt that courage is not that important. It is strength which is important. So that was the argument between them. So as long as you write that answer, again, you can word it any way you want. And I would prefer it that you write in your own words original answers. Don't try to copy it from somewhere. The next question, what was the outcome of the argument? Outcome means result. Swami's father challenged Swami to sleep alone in his office room that night to prove his courage. That was the outcome of the argument between Swami and his father. So after the argument, Swami's father tells him, okay, you prove your courage. Why don't you sleep alone in the office room tonight? So that was the result of the argument. The next question, you have to answer in the form of paragraph. Describe the newspaper report read by Swami's father. We have gone over this a few times in the last session. What was the newspaper report about? The newspaper report was about the bravery of a village boy. While returning home by the jungle path, he came face to face with a tiger. The brave boy fought with the tiger. He quickly climbed up the tree and stayed for half a day till some people came that way and killed the tiger. Again, you can write it in your own words as long as you know the story. Next, what tactics did Swami adopt to distract his father? Did he succeed? Now, there are two parts of the question. One common mistake students make is they answer the first part and conveniently omit the second part. Please don't do that. Always read the question thoroughly and answer the question after spending some time in understanding the question. So Swami adopted many tactics to distract his father. He said very loudly and with a great deal of enthusiasm that the cricket club was going to admit even elders. He also told his father that they were buying brand new bats and balls. However, his father did not get distracted. Then he tried another tactic. He told his father that he would sleep alone from the first of the following month. Father did not agree to that either. So Swami did not succeed in distracting his father. So this is the answer. Very easy. Next is the extract. I think he must have been a very strong and grown-up person, not a boy at all. A, who does he refer to? Now this is about the story. So he refers to the village lad. from the story which his father read, from the extract. Give another word for a grown-up person. Another word for a grown-up person is adult. When did the speaker make this statement? After reading the newspaper report of the brave lad who fought a tiger, the speaker's father, who is speaker's father? Swami's father, asked the speaker is Swami, what he thought about it. That's when the speaker made this comment. So I hope you got all the questions correct. And if you made any mistakes, please correct them and rewrite your answers in your notebooks. All right. Now, this is the end of the first section. We will go on to the second section of the lesson. Now, before we read the section, let's go over the glossary words. Gloomily, unhappily, feeling that things will not improve. Gazing, staring. Tiptoed, walk quietly on the tips of his toes so that you don't make a sound. Gesticulations, see how I pronounced it? Now the letter G can be pronounced as G in some cases or J in some cases. So you need to know that we pronounce it as J. Gesticulations, to make movements with arms and legs. Snore, everyone knows what it is, to breathe in a noisy way. Apparition is a ghost. Hesitated means paused or waited. Slunk, walk slowly in fear. Pleaded means appealed, begged, please, please, can you do that? That is pleading. Pleaded, appealed or begged. Scorpions, these are small insects of the spider family which have a poisonous sting. Laughing stock, an object of ridicule. You do something very stupid and everyone laughs at you, then you become the laughing stock. So it is an idiom. All right. So these are the glossary words which I thought you should know. Please make sure you learn all of them. And why should we learn these glossary words? Because it improves our vocabulary, it improves our English, and it is always good to know as many words as possible. So when you get an opportunity, why not make use of it? So every glossary word which is given, you have to know it in and out, 100%. All right. Now let's go on to the lesson. This is the first paragraph of the second section of A Hero. Swami's father sat gloomily gazing at the newspaper on his lap. Swami rose silently and tiptoed to his bed in the passage. Granny was sitting up in the bed and remarked, "Boy, are you already feeling sleepy? Don't you want to hear a story?" Swami made wild gesticulations to silence his granny, but that good lady saw nothing. So Swami threw himself on his bed and pulled the blanket over his face, as you can see in the picture. So far we saw that Swami's father, in the previous section, we saw that Swami's father is very disappointed with Swami because Swami, he's in second form and he still is sleeping with his grandma. So he's trying to force Swami to sleep all by himself and he gets no support from his wife or his mother. So he was sitting gloomily means sadly, unhappily, he was sitting and staring at the newspaper. And Swami thought, this is an opportunity. Let me quickly go without my father noticing me and pretend to be sleeping. His idea was that if his father saw him sleeping, he would leave him alone. So what did he do? When his father was just staring at the newspaper, what did Swami do? He rose, he got up silently and tiptoed to his bed in the passage. That's where he slept with his grandma. So Granny was sitting up in her bed and she was surprised. How come he has come so soon? She doesn't know anything. So she said, "Boy, are you already feeling sleepy? Don't you want to hear a story?" So we know that every night Granny used to tell him stories. So today he's just sleeping. He doesn't want anything. He's just trying to sleep. So she was surprised. What's going on? So Swami made wild gesticulations that, "Don't do that," shh, like that. He made wild gesticulations to silence his granny, But the good lady, she did not notice anything. So Swami threw himself on the bed and pulled the blanket over his face. He wanted to just pretend to be sleeping. He wanted to make sure that when his father came to take him to the office room, he would find him fast asleep. So that was his idea. I hope you understood this paragraph. Shall we go on to the next one? The next, let's see what happens. Granny said, "Don't cover your face. Are you really very sleepy?" Swami leaned over and whispered, "Please, please, shut up, Granny. Don't talk to me. And don't let anyone call me, even if the house is on fire. If I don't sleep at once, perhaps I shall die." He turned over and curled and snored under the blanket till he found his blanket pulled away. So let's see what happens. So Granny, of course, she doesn't know anything. She's wondering, why is he sleeping like this with the face, everything covered by the blanket? And it's not good. You can hardly breathe. So she tells him, "Don't cover your face. Are you really very sleepy?" And Swami, he doesn't want her to talk to him. So he says, "Please, please, don't talk." The word "shut up" here is not said in a rude way. It's just said, "Please keep quiet." That's what he means here. "Please, please, shut up, Granny. Don't talk to me. Don't let anyone call me, even if the house is on fire." That means whatever happens, please don't wake me up. If I don't sleep at once, perhaps I shall die. Now, this is the way we speak. When something like, for example, don't we say, if you are very hungry, "I'm dying of hunger." It doesn't really mean that you are dying. So it is just a figure of speech. So if I don't sleep right away, I shall probably die. He turned over and curled and snored under the blanket till he found his blanket pulled away. Somebody pulled his blanket away. And let's see what happens next. Presently, his father came and stood over him. "Swami, get up," he said. He looked like an apparition in the semi-darkness of the passage, which was lit by a cone of light from the hall. Swami stirred and groaned as if in sleep. Father said, "Get up, Swami." Granny pleaded, "Why do you disturb him?" So as you can see, Swami is pretending to be fast asleep, but his father has come. He knows his son, so he pulls the blanket away and he tells Swami, "Get up." Now, when Swami saw his father, remember he's closed his eyes, he's pretending to be sleeping. So it looked like his father was a ghost. Apparition means a ghost standing there because the light was very dim there. Then Swami stirred and groaned as if it's sleep. Groan means when you're woken up when you're sleeping, what do you do? Like that, those kind of sounds. So that is called the groan in the sleep. Then father said, "Get up, Swami." Now Granny feels sorry for her grandson. She said, "Why do you disturb him? Poor thing, he's sleeping. Why are you disturbing him?" But of course, the father doesn't listen. Let's see what happens. "Get up, Swami," said father for the third time. And Swami had no choice. What did he do? And Swami got up. Father rolled up the bed, took it under his arm and said, "Come with me." Swami looked at Granny, hesitated for a moment and followed his father into the office room. So you can see that the father is very strict. So he says, "You have to get up now, get up." And Swami had no choice. He had to get up. Father rolled up the bed, put it under his arm and asked Swami to follow him. So Swami looked at Granny and hesitated. He was hoping his Granny will say something and save him, but nothing happened. So he followed his father into the office room. On the way, he threw a look of appeal at his mother. His mother was there and he looked at her, "Please, can't you save me? Can't you do something?" And she did help him. She said, why do you take him to the office room? He can sleep in the hall, I think." "I don't think so," father said. And Swami slunk behind him with bowed head. "Let me sleep in the hall, father," Swami pleaded. "Your office room is very dusty and there may be scorpions behind your law books." So as you can see, Swami is trying his very best to get out of sleeping in the office. He looks at his mother pleadingly, but his mother can't do anything. She tries to help him, but his father is very strict. So at least she says he can at least sleep in the hall. Why should he sleep in the office room? But father says, "I don't think so." And Swami slunk behind him with a bowed head. Then he tries again. Let me sleep in the hall, father. He pleaded, he begged. Your office is very dusty and maybe there are scorpions there, hiding, lurking behind the law books. Let's see what father says to that. There are no scorpions, little fellow. Sleep on the bench if you like. So father knows that Swami is trying to get out of this situation. So he says, there aren't any scorpions. Sleep on the bench if you like. Can I have a lamp burning in the room? No. You must learn not to be afraid of darkness. It is only a question of habit. You must cultivate good habits. Will you at least leave the door open? All right, but promise you won't roll up your bed and go to your granny's side at night. If you do it, I'll make you the laughingstock of your school. So, poor Swami tries his very best to get out of sleeping in the office room. He did so many things, but nothing worked. He asks his father, can I at least have a lamp burning? Father says no. And finally he says, can you at least leave the door open? Finally, father agrees. I think he was tired of Swami begging so much. He says, okay, but in the middle of the night, if you roll up your bed and go and sleep next to granny, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to tell all your classmates and you will become the laughingstock of your entire school. Laughingstock means everyone will laugh at you and make fun of you. So this is the end of the second session. I hope you enjoyed the story so far. It's a very easy story. Let's see the next section, which is the key points. I've jotted down all the key points for you so that you can jot your memory by just looking at the key points. The first key point, at bedtime, Swami lies down beside his grandmother and pretends to be asleep. He hopes his father would leave him alone if he found him asleep. So he pretends to be sleeping. He hopes that his father will not wake him up. But does it work? His granny innocently asks him questions, but Swami asks her to keep quiet as he wants his father to think he is asleep. His trick does not work and his father forcibly makes him get up. His mother tries to come to his rescue, but father is adamant. He requests his father if he could sleep in the hall. He says that maybe there are scorpions behind the law books. He requests for the light to be left on. Father does not give in to any of his requests. After much pleading, father agrees to leave the office door open. But he warns Swami, if he goes to sleep beside his granny in the middle of the night, he would make him the laughingstock of his school. Now, I explained that in the last sentence. He would tell Swami's classmates that all would make fun of him and laugh at him. So these are the key points. So I hope I have cleared all your doubts when I was explaining. It's a very easy section. Next is we go on to the comprehension check. I have jotted down some questions for you to answer, just like you did last time. Please answer these questions in your notebooks. And when you answer, make sure you answer them neatly with proper punctuation and correctly. There are only 4 questions and I have not specified how long the question should be. So you can answer them in 1 sentence, 2 sentences, more sentences, however you feel like. Question number 1, why did Swami pretend to be asleep? Question number 2, what did father do when he found Swami sleeping beside granny? Number 3, were there scorpions in the office room? Number 4, why did Swami want a lamp burning in the room? So if you have followed the lesson, these are all very direct, easy questions. You should have no problem answering them. And almost all of them are very short answers. So please make sure you write properly, grammatically correct answers. That is very important. Check your grammar. Make sure your punctuation is correct. Always start your sentence with capital and with full stop. If there are proper names, you have to write in capitals. So many of you, I notice, don't do these things. Very important. So make sure everything is done properly, written neatly, and make sure that all of them are answered before your next session. We have 2 more sessions to complete this lesson. So at the end of each session, you have to make sure you are totally thorough with what we study so that you are ready for the next session. Thank you.